Welcome back. Today, I'm going to run you through our last away game of the entire season.
Good quality.
On match day 29, we played the team at the bottom of the table, the team that we beat 6-0 in the reverse fixture. This was another game which we went into expecting to win, just as we did in the previous match against Shoshona. But as the previous match showed us, we had to work hard, we had to see it through to the end. To be honest with you, we didn't start the game that confidently at all. The opposition were pressing incredibly high, and so we chose to be pragmatic at the start of the game. As you can see here, Ben's encouraging our team to tuck in and go long. He plays that goal kick just to around the halfway line, but they win the first ball, they win the second ball, and now they're getting into our defense as they try to play over the top. Andrew settles the ball and tries to find Noah, who then tries to clear the ball again, but only goes as far as their centre mid. Their striker picks it up, plays a lovely ball to their winger, and they've created a chance more or less out of nothing. An early warning sign for us from Abrera that they might be bottom of the league, but we still have a job to do. In the first, I'd say 15-20 minutes of the game, we didn't control it well at all. Andrew tries to play down the line, Raf tries to find McKeith, but their ball comes into me. I see that there's nothing that much on down the left-hand side, so as this ball set back into me, I just decide to clip it into the channel. They're pressing quite high and McKeith's quite fast and good at being direct, so I just let him put the opposition centre-back under pressure as he's doing here. The centre-back does pretty well, but then we press it in an advanced area and we win it again as Henry picks up the ball here, goes for the 1-2 with McKeith and just shoots over the crossbar. Essentially bailed out by Noah again, sweeping up in behind and putting that ball out for a throw-in. In this clip, I think my intention is good. I'm trying to stay calm on the ball. I'm trying to recycle possession for our team, but I just don't check my shoulders. It's that simple. I'm not aware of what's behind me. I think I have a lot more time than I did. If I check my shoulders, then I can either turn and just hold the ball with that man on my back, or I can just play forwards, play into my teammates' feet. Again, another poor moment from me as the opposition clear a corner and my first touch lets me down. I miss the challenge to try and recover as well. And once again, I get bailed out by Noah, who does an excellent job covering across from centre-back. To be honest, I remember in this moment being pretty frustrated, understanding that I'm playing below my level and I felt like I was playing to the level of the opposition. I was also fairly frustrated. I felt like we weren't being brave enough on the ball. And so in this moment, I decided just to take responsibility to hold the ball and show our team and show the opposition that we could keep it. Here, as I receive this ball, I try to play early between the lines, punching it into Raf. They intercept and that's okay. From the resulting throw-in, as Noah gets this ball, I really want it in this pocket of space that I found. Noah tries to play long, but as it comes back to me, I'm aware of the pressure this time. I settle the ball, protect it, turn once, turn again, and just find Raf with a simple pass. And we're able to switch to play across to the left-hand side. He then comes back into me though. I turn once again and just allow us to keep the ball. The opposition are pressing really high. I kind of wanted to frustrate them in this moment to show them that we could withstand the pressure, for them to press in an inefficient way and to create spaces. And Noah just tries to play in behind here as Olu gives away a free kick to the opposition team. But nonetheless, I take that touch and find Noah. I then empty the space so another midfielder can fill in and get on the ball. Noah finds Dale. Dale drives down the left-hand side, finds Ethan, who does a good job to come inside, finds me, and I play a first-time left-footed pass across to our left-back who's advanced. Frank takes a touch backwards to recycle the ball. I want it again, but it goes back to Dale. Dale's nice and calm on the ball here, plays back to Ben. Ben decides to play back to Dale. I'm in a pocket of space. I receive it on my back foot here, and I just turn, beat that player, and play forwards to our left-back, who's able to just drive past, find Ethan, play a little 1-2, and we just lose out in the challenge, but it's a lot better. Now we have to recover as Andrew tucks in from right back, does well to get goal side and tries to force this player outside the pitch, holds him up well. They try to play back into midfield and I get a little lucky with that interception as Noah picks up the pieces, finds Olu, and it's our turn to win a free kick. As we've spoken about in the past, that CDM role is often one that I believe you have to facilitate your team's play in possession. Here, as I just try to settle the ball, get it into Andrew's feet and allow us to play, playing simply, allowing my teammates to do what they do. Andrew hits the channel, finds Olu, who's done really well so far during the game to battle with a tough centre-back, and he wins a throw-in high up the pitch. Another warning sign here from Abrera as Henry just overcomplicates the game in midfield, loses out to the opposition centre mid, and he just narrowly misses the far post with that strike. Some slightly different play here as Noah decides to go direct into Olu, who does again a really good job of holding up the ball. He sets it back into my feet with good weight and allows me to play that ball first time across the pitch to Ethan. His first touch just lets him down a little bit as it runs out of play. Now Dean, our coach, has been encouraging me to hit the spaces and hit the switches almost without looking. because the opposition are pressing so high and leaving a lot of space in behind, especially on the weak side. So as I pick up this ball here from Dale, I receive on my back foot and my thought is immediately to try and find McKeith. I just don't put enough weight on the pass and it dies as it hits the AstroTurf. Just moments later though, Henry does find McKeith after a brilliant bit of individual play in midfield, a lovely Zidane roulette and a little reverse pass in behind the opposition fullback, and McKeith finds the bottom left corner with a lovely strike across goal. Just about 5 minutes before half time, we're now 1-0 up. We get a free kick in the opposition half and my teammate trusts me really early. I decide to play a little 1-2 with Raf, injecting some pace and strike it first time, but just strike the ball quite far over the bar. Need to get back to the pitch and get on those shooting drills. If you want a good example of why Abrera are bottom of the league, you can see just from this kickoff that they don't really have a positive intention as this ball goes back into their centre back. I think he's trying to hit the right winger, but he just ends up playing the ball out of play. Just moments after we restart the game, Ethan picks up the ball on the left hand side, tries to go forwards but recognises that it's a good moment to recycle the ball, comes back into Dale as he finds Noah with a simple pass. I'm trying to make an angle, Noah finds Henry, and then Henry picks out a lovely through ball from a late run from Raf. Raf then tries to cross it, slips it into Olu, who does well once again to hold up the ball, and he gets an assist for McKeith's second goal of the game. This was a positive passage of play for me personally, but it included some bits which I wasn't too happy with. Let's talk about the detail here. I'm really happy that Ben trusts me in this moment between the two opposition attackers. I receive on my back foot and I play a good pass to Brandon's left foot, his back foot allowing him to turn and be positive. Mo gets the ball, tries to beat a player, tries to come back inside. I pick up the pieces and I like this. It's calm and the quality of pass again is smooth to Noah's right foot as well. As I receive this ball, it's a good safe side turn, use my body to protect it, but this pass here into Raf on the opposite side is a bit bobbly and I think it could be sharper and flatter to get to his right foot quicker for us to accelerate the attack. If I played that pass with more quality, I don't think that his first touch would bobble up. He settles the ball, takes a positive first touch out of his feet and tries to whip an early cross into the box. Mo gets his head onto it, but it just goes over the bar. Now we're starting to pile on pressure to Abrera as Noah picks up this ball in midfield, zips it into Mo's feet. Mo takes a really positive first touch out of his feet, drawing across the opposition defender, allowing him to cut inside and strike the ball. The keeper does well. In this passage here, Dale plays back to our goalkeeper Ben. Ben finds me and trusts me really early and I'm looking for an option, but I don't see one going forward. So I just turn, protect the ball and play back to Ben. I don't really like this piece of body language here as I'm complaining. I could have played it very simply into Dale. That was always an option. Nonetheless, we play forwards and Frank beats his man, tries to play forward, but just loses out to the opposition. I think with us knowing that we're 2-0 up and that we're on top, that Abrera really weren't threatening that much to make any kind of a comeback, I started to overcomplicate the game a little bit. Here, as I do well in the first action to take the ball from this man, but as I take my first touch forward, I try to play the ball so early. Olu's nowhere near off the shoulder of that defender. I could actually, and I should actually, just use the opportunity to have a central dribble to drive at the heart of the defense and then wait until I draw a defender out to then release the ball. From our clearance and our touchdown, I tried to force the ball with a first time pass where I could have held it, waited for the player to make a better run. And again, in this moment, I just kick the ball into no one as I find the opposition centre back. A really frustrating piece of play for me as I just need to go back to basics. For any of my centre mids out here watching this game, here's a perfect example of how not to orientate your body before you receive the ball. My shoulders are closed, I'm facing directly back to Dale, and I could take the space behind me, but because of my body position or my preparation being so poor, I have to take my first touch backwards. Nonetheless, I find our left back Frank, who has a really nice little bit of play with Mo as he lets the ball run, tries to link up with him once more, but just plays it behind him. The opposition pick up the ball, try to use some fancy feet, but Raf does really well to win it back, beat this man here, and he just gives away a cynical foul. After coming on as a substitute around the 60th minute, Mo is running riot, tackling the opposition centre back here, beating their centre mid and driving into the box. Definitely gets taken out off the ball, but the referee doesn't give anything. A mixture of positive and negative again in this clip here, as Raf picks up the loose ball, turns, simply finds me, doesn't put too much weight on a pass, but I could do better to protect it. I recover well, Frank recovers well and plays back to Dale. I then could orientate my body a little bit better to be on the half turn, but nonetheless, I receive on my back foot and punch a pass into Mo's feet. Here I become a little bit frustrated. I want that ball into my back foot because I've been in those situations so many times where as someone plays back to me, as I'm receiving behind that player on, for example, the left side, immediately in my mind, my thought is to turn out and hit the switch to the opposite side of the pitch. That's partly what I do here, as Abrera have a half chance, Ben does well to rush out and close down that angle, and Noah does well to clear the ball. They pick up the second, Raf settles the third, and I find Mo on the left-hand side with a nice half volley switch. He then drives at the defender and beats him, tries to strike at the near post, but the defender does really well to recover and put it out for a corner. Now, Mo has been on smoke all game. So as I receive this ball to go and take this corner, and he wants it as a short free kick, I'm thinking he's brilliant at dribbling in 1v1 situations. No one's come out yet, so let's let him do it. And he draws the defender in, takes it past him, gets taken out, and wins a penalty just like that. Mo wanted the penalty, but since it's Frank's birthday, he gave it to him. Frank steps up and finishes it lovely with his left foot, putting it into the bottom left corner, wheels off and hits his classic mini rock celebration. Just moments later, McKeith creates a chance for himself as he wins it from this man here, finds Emmanuel in behind who's come on for Olu. Emmanuel then tries to whip it into the box, and on the loose ball, McKeith strikes it on the half volley with his left foot, but just hits the base of the post. Now, Abrera play themselves into trouble as this touch is so loose, and Emmanuel's working really hard from striker. He finds Brandon, who finds Raf in between the lines. Raf takes a lovely first touch and slips that ball inside the fullback, and McKeith finishes for his hat-trick into the top right corner of the net. We're still trying to be positive. Brennan's come on in centre mid, and as he receives this ball from Ben, he goes for the 1-2, and I think I could fake that pass and in fact turn out on my right foot towards Mo on the left-hand side of the pitch and play that way. Use a little bit of disguise to pretend to play that 1-2 and in fact turn out and play to the opposite side. The decision to play the 1-2 is okay, but the weight of pass isn't great as I zip it into Brandon's feet. I just need to lay it in front of him so he can step on and drive. Some decent centre mid play here as I battle for this first ball. Mo does well to get on the second. I collect the third. Play a little 1-2 with Brandon in the middle of the pitch, take that touch and see that Mo's got in for pace and just try and lay it in front of him. I actually think the weight of this pass is okay. I think the shape is the issue. I need to put a little bit more curl on the ball so it goes into Mo's path instead of being so straight. If I put more weight on it, I think the goalkeeper comes out to get it. If I put more curve, then it goes into Mo's path and he gets it before the defender. Once again from the corner, I'm taking it and I just play it again short into Mo's feet. Make an angle to support him and also to win it back if he loses the ball, but he's taken the mick at this point as he beats that player, wins it back and just gets rugby tackled to the ground. The referee of course blows for another penalty. This time Mo does step up to take it, has a little shuffle and punches it into the bottom left corner. Honestly, by this point I've lost count of the score a little bit. I think we're 5 goals up, and I'm really enjoying the freedom that I have playing with Raf and Brandon in that centre mid role. In moments we rotated quite well, as here I find myself in a more advanced position. We've kind of rotated a little bit as you see that Brandon and Raf are the deeper midfielders. Frank plays in and then comes infield. McKeith picks up the ball on the line and I arc my run in behind. He plays a nice little ball over the top. I think I could be more direct. I think I have the space to dribble at this player and maybe shoot myself. But nonetheless, it's a half decent cross with my left foot towards the back post as our player gets his head on it, but it just goes over the bar. So a fairly straightforward outing for the second last match of the season. It was another match similar to the game last week against Shoshona, where we had to hold standards for ourselves and our teammates to play at a certain level. It was also a good confidence booster as in our last match of the season, we played against a team fighting for the division title. One thing that I was really happy about with my performance today was the bravery that I had to consistently show for the ball, even when I was under pressure. If you guys go back to any of the first few videos when I covered the first games of the season, I looked like a completely different player. I was so panicked on the ball, I was so rushed, I often played in one touch because I was so scared of holding it and then losing it to the opposition. It's been a really long journey this season as I played all over the pitch, left mid, right back, number 8, a little bit of number 10, number 6, and now playing in this holding midfield role, I feel really comfortable. I feel like the decision making is a lot better. I feel like the technical execution is a lot better because my mind is a lot better. I think the mental is such an important aspect of football and a very important aspect of life as well. Let me know in the comments what you guys do to improve the mental aspect of your footballing performances. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop me a like and subscribe to the channel for more content coming next week. Personally, I'm now back in Spain, starting my pre-season out here in Alicante and just trying to find ways of really pushing myself to start the season strong. With that in mind, ballers, I hope you find a way during this week to push yourselves to do the work that other people will not do so that you can perform in the ways that other people can't come the start of the season. And remember, ballers find a way.